like their favorite thing. Huh? That's their favorite thing to do, man, is get loud cars like at this intersection.
Oh, that's perfect. That would be great. The one time I was recording at a coffee shop, and we had a whole fire truck ambulance thing, and we were literally talking, and we were filming right in front of the windows, and we were just like, and we stopped for a while just staring at the thing. Dude. You can see like the lights on us and everything. It was fun.
There's a fire station right here down the street. There's two. Oh, no, 2? 1. There's at least one, like a few blocks away, so, yeah.
Hopefully we get that little action. It was funny. Like, I used it as a clip, so it was nice to have, like, a little random clip during the come.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Too Hard, Too Fast podcast. In this episode, we're in Southtown, San Antonio. I said that with an S. I know my accent might make it sound like downtown. We're not far from downtown San Antonio, but we're in Southtown San Antonio, here in Southtown Supply Co. I said company earlier, but I heard you say Co.
Yeah, Southtown Supply Co., Southtown Supply Company.
I'm with Diego. He's the owner of the shop. It's a clothing brand store. It's newish here in San Antonio, so we're going to get to know it a little bit more. I really like the designs here. I like what they're doing. My wife loves the designs. She owns like a couple of things already. So we're gonna get to know how you got started with it. What are some of your struggles, some of your accomplishments, and then just what it's like to be a local business here in Southtown of San Antonio.
Happy to share.
Perfect. So let's sit back, buckle up. Let's go too hard, too fast. Hey.
Hey guys, I'm Diego from Southtown Supply Co. and I'm going too hard, too fast.
We're here, baby. Local.
Let's go.
Oh, that was the first one I've done in a long time without stumbling over the intro.
Wow.
That was good.
You did a great job, man. You sound like a pro.
I mean, I sounded like I was out of breath. But
yeah, dude, you sounded like a pro for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are in Southtown, and what is, for those that don't know, even for those that are locals, because I will consider myself now a local, even though I'm not originally from San Antonio. I've been here long enough that I want to claim it. So I'm gonna get a 210 tattoo.
Hey. Yeah, dude.
But for those that may not know, what is the difference between downtown San Antonio and Southtown San Antonio?
Yeah. So Southtown is more of a neighborhood. There's Lavaca and King William, and there's all this awesome stuff in between these two neighborhoods. And for me, it is the whole area that a lot of us call Southtown. And Southtown is a mixture of residential, like people living, and also a lot of culture. There's some art galleries. There's the Blue Star Art Complex. There's restaurants and bars. And it's this very walkable district that to me is a hidden gem of the city that doesn't get too much attention. And I think some people like it that way.
Yeah.
I was drawn to this place because of the community and because of the connection that I felt to it.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's hard. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think sometimes when people say hidden gem, I'm like, if I know about it, it's not hidden anymore.
Yeah.
Mostly because I feel like I'm late to stuff.
Oh, yeah. You know, we did pop-ups all over town. Like we did pop-ups on the north side, at the Pearl, here in Southtown. And I found that a lot of people didn't know what Southtown was.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Lots of people didn't know what Southtown was. Even people that are visiting, whether they're visiting from out of town or just from another side of town, they came to eat at their favorite restaurant. They don't know, or they're not necessarily aware that this area is Southtown.
Oh, so even if they're in the area, they just don't know that.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
and
that makes sense.
And they kind of don't even know that it's sort of this they know that South Press and South St. Mary's and Alamo exist, but not necessarily that on First Friday this whole place activates.
That's one thing I've never done. Maybe once, but like just passing through is the first Fridays. They still have, like, they still a living thing.
First Friday is definitely still a thing. It is definitely still a thing. It has changed over time. It has changed over time. So when I first found Southtown, it was on a first Friday, and it was just kind of like this awesome thing that was happening in the city. First Friday is near and dear to my heart, and I think some of the rebellious kind of like raw artsy side of First Friday has kind of disappeared a little bit, and it's definitely a little bit more buttoned up, and it's definitely Blue Star focused. But not to say that Southtown 101 and the Friendly Spot are doing the, they are definitely partaking, but it's changed a little bit. Yeah.
Well, like, I guess because when I first started coming to Southtown, I like you said, when I didn't know it was Southtown. I thought it was just the favorite restaurant that I liked, or the parking place that is less than downtown.
Yeah.
The cost is less. But I think, when did I actually start calling it Southtown? I don't remember when I started calling it Southtown. Because I was a little bit like, oh, that's like the wannabe cool way of calling it. Like, I don't want to call it that. I want to call it, I don't know what I want to call it, but I refuse to call it Southtown. And then I felt like, okay, Southtown is not like downtown. And it's not like the north side. It's not like, it's something different. And I want to be part of it. So I'm going to start calling it Southtown. So then I started being a poser.
Nice. Yeah.
But it's something, like, it is a place to kind of just, it feels comfortable to walk around. There's still like enough local spots where it's like the welcoming in, and you feel like you're giving back to a community.
Absolutely.
Like,
man.
your money is going to another hardworking person instead of a chain.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say though, I sometimes feel like the chains are coming, and it's gonna change. But I don't know where you.
Yeah, I mean, look at Broadway. Yeah, look at all the I don't want to call it evolution, but the money is moving into that Broadway strip. A lot of chains, a lot of Austin influence, Austin money. Outside money, outside of San Antonio is coming to the city, and it isn't necessarily coming from the city, but outside in. And you kind of, it's like, hey, who is the person, or who is the company, who is the group? I don't know. It's just dollar signs in a building that's going up.
Yes. And how do we save that? How do we save Southtown from that? How do we save Southtown from Austin? Well, with places like this, man.
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily the right question of how do we save it from Austin, but because this is my thing, and it's bigger than Southtown, but it is more of the San Antonio thing, and the San Antonio, the broader perspective, I guess, and that is, I think we're risk adverse, and we don't necessarily like to take risks, from what I have seen. I've lived here my entire life, and it's always, go get a good job, mijo. Stay in school, mijo. Go get a good job. There isn't, the entrepreneurship side of things is from my experience, was discouraged. It was definitely discouraged. So I think
because it's not safe.
Oh, it's not safe. It is not safe, and we all want to be safe, and all of our family want to protect us, rightfully so. So go to school, go get a good job, and live a happy little life. Not go do something that's extremely risky, that one wrong decision could end your run, and end up flat on your face. So I think a lot of folks in San Antonio are risk adverse. My way of combating that was starting this company, was saying, I am going to go all in on this, and it's a t-shirt brand. We can call ourselves a clothing brand, an apparel brand, a fashion brand, but ultimately we're putting designs on t-shirts and saying, buy it. And any smart businessman would tell you not to do that, but I am doing that. That's my thing, and so I do think that.
Wait, not to do what? Not to just call yourself a t-shirt brand, or not to do a t-shirt brand?
To do a t-shirt brand. Okay. Yeah. Any smart businessman would say, don't do a t-shirt brand. like the barrier of entry is so low. Anybody and everybody can start a t-shirt brand, and it's so saturated that like any smart businessman would say, don't start a t-shirt brand. But I did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've never thought of that.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. It's like anybody and everyone can start a t-shirt brand. But going back to the how do we
save it from us?
How do we? Yeah, dude. I'm just kidding. How do we preserve that? I definitely think that it is very much in the risk taking, in that risk taking sort of rebellious spirit of entrepreneurship in the city.
Yeah.
And I think community is a big part of that. And luckily, through doing pop-ups and kind of coming up doing that, I was able to meet a lot of people and form a community that has been very supportive.
Nice. And I want to talk more about, obviously we're going to talk about your brand and the shop, but I do want to say, when I'm saying Austin, like save it from Austin, I actually love Austin. I grew up in Austin, like my summers in Austin. That's where my grandparents are from. But when I say that, is like, unfortunately, Austin got too influenced from outside money. And so that's what changed Austin from the Austin I knew.
Absolutely.
I still love it, but, I want to save Austin from Austin.
Yeah, so, dude, totally.
I love Austin. So that's why me being in San Antonio, I want to save San Antonio from itself as well. Like, there's a lot, we want to improve, because it's also you have to be very careful when you say, I don't want things to change. I want my San Antonio to be like San Antonio. But then we start losing there too. When we refuse to change with the way the time is moving, then we're also being left behind, and, we're not progressing. We're not bringing stuff for the people. But we got to be careful with it. We got to be very intent with and correct with our intentions. Like, we have to keep it for the people. Para la gente.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I think some people operate with dollar signs in their mind, and it's all dollar signs, and it's all spreadsheets, and it's not people, it's not soul, it's not la gente, it's not raza. It's does this thing balance on the left side and the right side, and do the investors get a payback? It's like, well, if it doesn't work, make it work. And if the people have to pay, and if the people, like, if we lose a little bit of cultura along the way, then so be it. And that is a very slippery slope when it comes to preserving.
It is. Your brand, actually, the last time I was here with my wife, you kind of mentioned something that you were looking for a logo or doing something with your logos. I've always thought this is what you're wearing. I thought that was your logo, and now, like, the coolest thing I've seen in any logo.
I appreciate that.
And this is coming to where I have a pretty fire logo.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, dude.
But I thought that was so cool. And when you said t-shirt brand, I'm looking at your caps over here, and I'm going to take, shots of everything so everybody can see what you have. You have it on your caps. Your caps are awesome. I love the SATX, but it has, I'm looking right now, on the side, it has that logo. And I love it. Like, I feel like that can be iconic on its own. Like, don't change that.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah. That, I will say, the brand and the business is evolving. Just like, I'm evolving, and I'm almost a year into doing the business, into running the shop. 3 years into doing the business, but 1 year into the shop. And through the evolution, it's like we're going through this rebrand. Everything that I have ever sold has been designed by me, and it's been my direction, and it could be very scrappy at times. And this logo was what I call the Southtown crest, was one of the earliest designs. And when I look at it, I see like version 1 of what the logo can be. And with the help of a local designer, we're kind of maturing the brand. But definitely going to keep this. Definitely going to keep this. Yeah.
I do want to say what else you come up with. What made you start Southtown as a and it's crazy that I'm hearing you say that 3 years in, 1 year in the shop. Where were you before the shop? Well, let's go back even further. What did you do before Southtown was Southtown?
Yeah,
like a thing.
Yeah. So I got a job at HEB right out of high school. So I was bagging groceries and on the check stand register at the Deco District SA5 off of Fredericksburg Road, man. I would take the bus there all the time, man. Take the bus there and then to SAC, San Antonio College. And I was like, dude, this is a good job, a good old company, homegrown Texas company. And I ended up staying with HEB for 13 years.
Nice.
And that was until this summer. I ended up leaving HEB because I knew that HEB would be fine without me, but the company, this Southtown Supply, was not going to be fine without me, and I needed to give it more attention. I had more attention. I had been half-assing HEB, half-assing Southtown, and I needed to give it more. It deserved more because it wasn't going to survive the way that I was kind of putting my energy into it. So yeah, dude, it was good old HEB line, man. I was a seafood manager for many years. Yeah, in the seafood department, bro. I went home with wet shoes and like smelling like shrimp, bro. Like many years. So.
Dude, I used to be that Necio kid that would come and just look at the fish and like just stare at it. Dude. No intention about it. I still do it sometimes as a dude. Oh, dang,
yeah,
it's
man.
there.
Yeah. Those fish, man. Those octopus. They're fascinating to look at. Yeah.
So you left this summer. That's crazy. Okay. Dang. So like we're really in. Like, what are you feeling right now? Like,
oh yeah. What I feel right now is it's a combination, man, of excitement, of like energy, like new energy, but at the same time, I feel a tremendous responsibility to live up to the name. I was not born and raised in Southtown. I found Southtown as like a late teenager, early 20s, and I feel like I'm putting that on a T-shirt, and it's about Southtown, it's about San Antonio, and I feel like it's about this urban revival sort of culture, and I feel a tremendous responsibility with the name, with the company, with the shop, not just responsibility to like pay rent and to make money, but also to live up to the reputation, to the name,
to do good by it.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's what I feel.
Where did the idea come from for it?
Yeah, so the idea for Southtown, I feel like it started a little after high school. Not gonna lie, it wasn't in the form of a T-shirt brand, but after high school, a lot of my friends wanted to move out of San Antonio. They wanted to go to a big city. They wanted to go chase adventure, and San Antonio is like not cool enough for them. So they want to go to a cool place like Austin, like Austin, bro. And I wasn't in the position to go leave and go move anywhere. And that kind of like started this. I kind of like fell in love with this city again. As people were leaving, I was still here, and I thought I actually really like San Antonio. And I've spent my whole life here, so I didn't really know what was right in front of me. But that was like early 20s, late teenage years, and then I've never been into brands or logos, dude. Ever, never been into brands or logos. But I have always loved the culture, and I thought this culture would be awesome. My culture would be awesome on a T-shirt, in a clothing brand, and I think it could resonate with a lot of people. And from our very first pop-up, dude, in 2022, it's hit, and I'm very thankful for that. Yeah.
So you started doing pop-ups, but not just in Southtown.
Yeah, not just in Southtown.
How did you sell that to like the Northsiders? And we got a couple of guests.
Oh, let me see.
All right, we took a little bit of a break. We're coming back to it. I had to sell some stuff. Now, No, that does. That's not gonna say that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to it. So, okay, the idea, Southtown, you were doing pop-ups, but not just specific to Southtown. You're doing outside, like North Side, other sides of town. How are you selling your brand of Southtown to North Siders?
Yeah.
Or West Siders?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
I mean, West Side will buy anything.
Yeah. Yeah, for the right price. Yeah, dude.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but for the West Side, no.
Bro, I vividly remember doing this pretty big market there at La Cantera during the holidays, and part of the selling process, I think, is how does your display look from afar? You know, how does the brand present from afar? Is it even approachable? So I think that starts obviously with the physical, like tent setup, but it starts with the t-shirt designs. I think that people were really loved the t-shirt designs themselves, and that is what drew people to the brand. And they were kind of like, you know, looking through the rack, checking things out, asking if I had their size, and they were like, by the way, what even is Southtown? And so, you know, I provided the education. Hey, this is what Southtown is. Here, you know, you're not far from it, kind of thing. And they were like, okay, cool. Well, I'm visiting from Mexico, so like, you know, I'll probably never go there. Or like, I live in Helotes, and maybe I'll go there someday. You know, when I go to Rosario's or something. So that kind of thing. I think it starts with the designing, the brand sort of just being able to resonate. Where it's like you don't need to know what Southtown is, where Southtown is, to get the feeling that you want to wear the T-shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's true because, like, as I look around, that yes, there's a lot of Southtown like on the T-shirts, but there's some like, especially like the one my wife just recently bought. It's got like La Virgen.
Oh yeah,
dude, that one. It's like it's really cool.
Yeah.
But so not everything is like just like I'm trying to actually something I can physically point to. This SATX, like that could be for anybody. The caps, the SATX caps that I mentioned, like that could be for anybody.
Rather than selling Southtown as the place,
it's selling designs.
It's the culture. Okay. You know, it's the culture of Southtown, of that sort of like artistic hidden gem of the city that is like, yo, we're not just missions and tourism. There is culture. There is real like artistic, like creative people doing shit in this like urban like focused way, and it's mostly sort of selling that and presenting the brand in that way. Like, wow, this is a cool like urban brand, and I don't even know what Southtown is, and honestly, I don't even care. I just like how this looks. Yeah, you know, like for some customers. So yeah,
I can see that. So when earlier I was filming some things outside, I noticed on the window, you know, on one side it says Southtown, and then on the other side it says San Antonio Streetwear. Yeah. I've heard that recently a lot. Not a lot, but it's like, you know, once you hear a word once, you start hearing it more and more. It's like a certain law. I don't know what.
Yeah. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Too hard, too fast. We don't check facts, but but I've ever since I heard it, I've been noticing it, and it has to do also with like the culture of clothing, like the streetwear, and now it's like it's a thing, or at least maybe it's new to me because I'm just now noticing it. What does it mean to you, streetwear? Yeah, so to me, it's funny that you asked that, because to me, streetwear will always mean wearing a backpack, like backpack rappers. I don't know if you remember this whole backpack rapper kind of thing that started with like Kanye West in like the early mid 2000s, and people wearing like expensive polos and like designer jeans or something. Streetwear will always be like, to me, that, but it's changed over time, where it was like tall tees. You know, people used to wear these tall tees from the Pulga,
with like Popeye the Sailor Man on it or something like that. So that's like streetwear too. But to me, streetwear is always going to be T-shirt focused. It's always T-shirt focused, and it's always a culture, and it has something to do with art. And people are usually proud of those T-shirts. They're not mow the grass T-shirts. They're like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna wear this T-shirt because it means something.
Yeah.
And typically, there's a nice crispy collar on a streetwear T-shirt. That's one of those touches.
Okay.
Yeah.
So definitely, because I always am admired by people that can pull off the T-shirt look. Because I don't like to dress up. Like I've said this before in other podcasts where I'm like, if the event requires me to dress up, more than likely I'm not going.
No, nice, dude. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I like to be comfortable. And there's stuff like I can wear a really nice polo and be comfortable. I can wear a nice button down and be very comfortable. But if it requires more than that comfort, like the dress shirt that I have to wear is gonna be too fancy, and I'm just gonna feel like a disgusting slob and just stuck. I'm not going.
Like a sausage.
Yes,
yeah,
pretty
dude.
much.
Yeah.
But with T-shirts, there's very few where I'm like, I can wear this and look cool. But there's certain people that can pull it off or they just find I guess what I'm getting at is they find that one random T-shirt, very artistic, like you said, and it looks nice because it's not something everybody else wearing. It's not that one brand everybody wears.
Yeah.
And you've seen the same T-shirt 100 times. So you see I saw one yesterday. It was a Street Fighter shirt, and it had like that one character that can stretch his arms out. I don't know if you ever played Street Fighter.
I did, dude, but I don't know that guy, man.
He was like, I don't want to be. I don't know if he was Buddhist, real skinny, muscle. Kendo fire.
Oh,
is it? I don't know.
Damn. Dude, that was good, but I don't know, man.
he stretches his arms out, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
But he was just like in a random pose, and that was it. It was that.
Yeah.
It was that on the front. Everything else was white, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's fire. That was cool.
And I think that is part of that approachability, like with a brand. It's like, can I just look at it and be like, hey, I relate to that? Like, we dropped a collection that was a nod to Wu-Tang Clan. It said "Protect Your Neck," on it, and there was like a tiger graphic, and it said "Protect Your Neck," and so many people were like, "Dude, protect your neck like Wu-Tang," and I was like, "Yes," and other people were like, "What does this mean?" Like, I like it, but what does it mean? And so like either way, it was approachable. And I think that's important to achieve in streetwear.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, you had the Virgen one, and it was just the Virgen, but it just looked clean to where you could wear it anywhere. It doesn't have to be something that has to do with church.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
You have a gato. You have a cat.
Yeah, dude.
One that's like, I'm not a skater. I don't skate, but that cat is skating. And I was like, I want to wear it.
Yeah, dude.
I want to wear it. I might be afraid to look like a poser, but I want to wear it.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that, like the randomness is what I like. And I think I'm more of a I love caps, so I do like the randomness of caps, and I think T-shirts and caps are the same. Like the where you can pull that off, like the randomness of it. Yeah. I don't know how to pull up pants or jeans or how you can do that, but
yeah, man, like that variety, the sort of like randomness you're talking about. I feel like one of the things I incorporate in the brand is it's nostalgia. It's like I grew up in San Antonio. I know this place very well, and my childhood consisted of skateboarding. It consisted of going to the market square, living in all over town. So,
you can keep going.
Okay, cool. So like, Sorry. Now I'm distracted.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I got this really bad, ugly feeling that I stopped the audio recording.
Oh, okay.
And in the back of my head, I was like, I never did. I just stopped the cameras.
Okay, gotcha.
And I was like, no. So I started freaking out. I was like, let me go check. But we're good. I was like, just do it now before you stop.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, all good. Yeah, well, no, I like to incorporate nostalgia into the brand. So everything like from my childhood, to modern day, but 90s hip hop, growing up skating, different elements like that, even like throwback kind of fiesta, that sort of vibe. I like to incorporate into the brand in like a tasteful, kind of thoughtful way. Yeah. So skateboarding is part of it.
So how do you where does your background or the thoughts for these designs come through? Like, I know you said that you do it. It's you doing them.
Yeah.
Like, where do you get the inspiration, I guess, from it?
Man, it's all childhood related. It's all about like growing up here in San Antonio. It's like one vivid memory I have of like going back to the Protect Your Neck. I remember being like probably like 9 years old, dude. And I was in like some car with like no AC, and somebody was like driving me home because my family had got like blackout drunk the night before. And it was like the person that woke up earliest, like drove us home for whatever reason, bro, no AC. But that person had Wu-Tang Clan playing in their like broken ass Honda Accord or whatever, dude. And it was like no AC, hot car, listening to Wu-Tang Clan. And I was like, I don't even know what this is, but this is kind of cool. And it just takes me back to like the 90s. It's like a very sort of like personal and like memory. And I was like, I like Wu-Tang Clan now. And I didn't even know who they were then. So it's different things like that, man, that I'm like, I pull from like stories. It's the stories, and it's the memories and the culture. And it's literally everyday experiences. If I go downtown, if I go out with people and I see or feel something, I try to incorporate that into the brand. And that goes from the countryside of Texas, of San Antonio as well, man. We have a very strong tie to Western culture. Cowboy culture, for example. It's like cowboy culture, Hispanic culture, skating culture, hip hop, rock, all of that in one brand.
I was trying to remember the other product or the other thing that my wife has. It's the cowboy one.
Oh, the cowboy one.
Yeah, on a rocket or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. The Take Me to Texas.
Yes,
and that's an old nod to the king of country, George Strait.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That is neat to kind of pick your brain on that, like where your designs come from. Because it's hard, dude. Like I try to think of like other stuff that I can wear that it's not my cartoon face on it.
Yeah, dude.
It's weird. Like sometimes, like I have other T-shirts that I wear with the podcast that doesn't have my face, and I feel a lot more comfortable wearing that when I leave a recording. Like I'll go to like a store or whatever, and I feel comfortable wearing it because. This, you can easily tell this chunky face is this chunky face.
That's you, bro. Yeah, dude.
So I'm like, Dad, this guy's wearing his own fucking shit,
Yeah, dude.
But I like when I think of stuff like that, like I'm trying to like, what else is me, but also is the podcast, like,
yeah.
So it's crazy. It's cool to hear how you're coming through. On what talks to you, but also talks to the community around you. That's what I think is really cool.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
And I've like last time I told you when I was here, the design you changed it up again from when I was here last. The couch that over there and that people can't see was over here, and I was like, whatever you're doing, like even from the very first time I walked in, like it just. The store itself speaks different. Like it's just a different vibe from a normal, clothing store that I would walk into, and you can tell it's something that's only in your brain. I guess I can't. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like it's your brain speaking out into like something tangible or something people can visually see.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that you see that. It was definitely my brain and my budget. This much budget. Yeah, dude. So it's like, how can we achieve a look, with this much money?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad that you appreciate that. I worked with a really great contractor. His name is Kevin Prince. Kevin did all the heavy lifting with this build out, and it was really cool. And he made this much money feel like we had this much money. And
Nice.
Really cool.
Well, even it's not just there's a lot of hard work that went into it, but right near my vision right here is these cassettes. Why? Like it's just but it gives a little bit of maybe to the customer of who you are and what you like.
That's right.
But
That's that nostalgia. That dude, one of my prize pieces. I have 3 that I'm very close to. It's Urban Cowboy, Selena, and Blood and Blood Out. I have all 3 of those on VHS, and I have a ton more, but those 3, I searched for those, and I paid $10 each, instead of $1. Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, that's just it's random, but it's there and it makes sense.
I'm glad, dude. I'm glad it resonates, man. Yeah.
No, that's super cool. So one of the other things that I was, it's kind of, the question kind of changes now because you what you're calling it is the clothing brand, but to me it's still fashion. Streetwear is fashion.
Absolutely.
Right? So here in San Antonio, I don't know how much fashion exists, and maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just I'm not in that world, so I don't know. And maybe somebody can take me in that world at one day, and so I can learn about it.
Yeah.
But what I know from San Antonio, and like I said, we talked a little off camera, the Spurs, Alamo, history, bunch of history here in San Antonio. Tacos, which we ate earlier. Thank you so much for breakfast.
The barbacoa.
Yes.
You got it.
But how does fashion fit in San Antonio? What do you know is the lifestyle in fashion here?
Yeah. So there's a lot of noise, a lot of chatter happening around the city as far as fashion. I think fashion has this elitist kind of stigma that fashion is kind of reserved for celebrities or it's reserved for Hollywood, but there is fashion in expression. You're expressing yourself with a piece of clothing. It's fashion, and you're decking yourself out in accessories and doing whatever with your hair and makeup for that sense, for that matter. It is fashion. So I think there's going back to that sort of almost like little brother syndrome that we're risk adverse. I think that fashion can kind of be risky, and it can kind of be kind of putting yourself out there. And sometimes we're afraid of that. And there are people in the city, there are organizations, Texas Fashion Week is one of those organizations that is trying to break that stigma and say, you can express yourself with clothing. You can express yourself with a look, with an aesthetic, and it'd be okay, and it'd be cool, and you don't have to be a celebrity to do it. The way we do that with Southtown, with Southtown Supply Co, it's with T-shirts, man. It's not a designer piece. It is not an expensive piece, but it is a premium T-shirt that hopefully somebody resonates with, that they're able to wear on their chest and that be an expression of themselves. And in that sense, it's fashion. Yeah.
Okay. Would you? This is probably a dumb question, but I'm kind of curious.
Sure.
Would you? Okay. So you mentioned Texas
Fashion Week.
Is that something that you can be a part of? Or can you put your company and your brand, your T-shirts on there so somebody can maybe walk down a runway with?
I think so. I think so. I think that would be a great way to kind of showcase the brand and introduce it to people. I'm getting to know Texas Fashion Week, and so I know they have some amazing designers. You know, they have an amazing board and great members that's part of the organization, and I know that their fashion is definitely it's definitely not t-shirt focused. And so, you know, introducing the t-shirt, introducing the streetwear element, which I know they do have a piece, you know, that's part of their personality. Introducing that to them would definitely be something to, you know, to pursue. Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking, like, there's the people that I've seen, customers come in, they do have a sense of style, and it fits this. And even like me, I feel like I have no sense of style, but this also, like, I guess that's what it captures everybody to a sense, like me, not having a sense of style, but I like feeling good and, you know, in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
With a cool random design, where other people are very intentional about what they wear. And when I see them walk in, like last time there was a customer here, I was watching him what he was wearing from like head to toe, and I was like, dude, him is this too.
Oh yeah.
Like, so there's whatever it is that I don't know what it is because I'm not that cool, but like it speaks to that. So there's a fashion there, and I don't know, like, it just, to me, whenever I think fashion, maybe I need to break it out on my own or break myself out of that. It's like too fancy, like the fancy I don't want to wear.
Yeah. There's definitely that whole like red carpet, nose up in the air, expensive, elitist, like this fashion is too good for you kind of thing.
Yes.
And I think that's where streetwear, I feel like, I don't want to call it the bridge, but it is sort of that bridge where it's like, it's a t-shirt. It is not a $50,000 dress or, you know, this fancy designer suit that you can only wear once a year or once in your life. You can wear it every day and you can be like proud of it. And when somebody sees it, they may give you that sort of like that little nod, like, yo, that's a badass shirt.
Yeah.
You know, like, yo, that's a badass, like whatever shirt that is. I know the brand. I don't know the brand, but like you care how you look and you fucking look badass. Like, you know, let's have a beer.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that's where I was like getting at, where I was like, I don't know if San Antonio is that fashion place.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking fancy.
Yeah.
But you see people of all backgrounds, cultures, colors wearing shit that's cool. If
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
for lack of a better way of saying it, like a lot of cool stuff. And no matter, even like if they're like cholo wear or whatever, like, and I say that just because I see it. And I know it, but it looks cool. Like, it's not like, I'm not saying like cholo wear, like, oh, I'm doing bad things. I'm saying like cholo wear, like, this is my style.
Yeah, dude.
And I carry myself with pride.
Absolutely, man.
You know?
Dickies in a flannel.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
bro.
it looks nice, clean.
Yeah, dude.
And, you know, that's like cool. Like, it's cool to me.
I think there are more people, at least, than I think probably everybody cares about their appearance in some form, you know, in some form or fashion. And that's where that whole like, well, is it fashion? Because fashion has that stigma, that sort of elitist celebrity kind of thing. Well, it's like, no, this isn't that, but it is like, you care how you look. And it's okay to care how you look and to wear like a crispy badass t-shirt or to have your Dickies and flannel, you know, like that is fashion. And that's, you know, you spent less than $100, but you still look badass.
Yes.
You know, like, yeah, dude.
Or I could spend $100 and not look good.
Oh, bro.
Man. I'm getting there. I'm getting my sense of style somehow or no.
Oh, for sure, man.
I don't know. Let me restart.
The dad shirt, the dad shorts. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
the dad shorts, bro. The cargos.
Dude, yes, dude, this that I have on my cartoon is literally...
That's your outfit?
It's my outfit.
It's your daily?
Like, all the way to the Crocs. I have those Crocs. Legit.
Bro. Hell yeah, dude. Keep working on it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like somebody did this for me, a really good friend. She's like an art designer. And we just met online. I've never met her in person.
Gotcha.
Just online. We met when Snapchat was like just kicking off or whatever, and then we were like Snapchat famous or whatever.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And since then, like we've just been friends, like online friends. And I was like, hey, I'm doing this podcast thing. It's catching on, and I need a logo and I need something cool that's me, like, you know.
Yeah.
She was like, I got you.
Hey,
she did this. And
hell yeah, dude.
I was like, dude, just from online, just from what I know from you from online. Boom, this is you. I was like, dude, that's perfect.
Hey.
That's perfect.
She knows you well, bro.
Okay, so going back to being local. Local businesses here, you know, we were saying earlier about saving San Antonio. And I think the way we save San Antonio or keep San Antonio moving forward, but keeping our culture, is keeping our local businesses, our local people that are working hard.
That's right.
How do you feel like that happens? Like, how do you feel we don't lose our local businesses, and what do you feel like the connection is between, like, do you have other local connections that help you? I know you have the newsstand we talked about a little earlier. They were on the podcast before. They're great people, but I guess let's start off with how is your connection with other local businesses?
Yeah, I have like the relationships that I have are from folks doing pop-ups, because that's how we started. So when you do pop-ups with vendors over and over again, you become part of this sort of vendor family. And, you know, I still have connections with those folks. I have connections with other business owners that, you know, restaurant owners, and people that work in, like, you know, corporate life and stuff too. But it's those owners of like restaurants and pop-ups. I think it is, you know, can I help you in some way, or can we help each other in some way? And like, have you learned something that I haven't learned yet? And, or, you know, like, do you have an idea, or do you have like some angle to this business that I haven't seen? Or, you know, I just think that being involved with that kind of relationship is very powerful. And I hate to use the cheesy word, like small business community, but it is real. You know, like that small business community is very real. And if there's a pitfall ahead that somebody has already passed that they can give to somebody else, they can share and say, yo, look out, because this pitfall is coming. That kind of thing can be shared from me to another business, or another business to me. And in that sense, we do help each other. There are a lot of businesses out there that gave me the time of day. I sat down and asked them questions about opening up a business, restaurant owners, vintage shop owners, clothing brand owners, and they said, you know, here is everything that you, like, if I was starting, here's what I would like to know. Mm-hmm. And you know, in that sense, the community is very strong.
You have a spot here in Southtown that is, people could claim that it's a prime spot.
Oh, for sure.
It's a very busy intersection. If there was a camera on me, facing me as I'm looking at you, they would probably see like all my eyes just constantly like watching the people that pass by.
Yeah.
The cars that are always here. I don't think there's a good way to just ask this question without sounding it just like dreadful.
Yeah, give it to me, bro.
How do you save this from going away? Like,
yeah.
from again, it's from a chain, like,
yeah,
somebody else trying to come in and take this from you.
Yeah, that is where taking the risk really comes into play. It comes into play in the sense of, we are not Austin's little brother. You know, we are not Dallas's little brother. We are a big city. We play small. I think a lot of folks here don't want to lose what we have, but also don't want to take the risk and make the investment to keep it and sort of grow it ourselves. Mm. So it does involve taking the risk. It involves making the investment, and it's a lot of hard work. Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm saying it's a lot of hard work. I haven't done that. I have done hard work in the sense of building the business, but, you know, guiding the future rather than someone from the outside taking us to where they want to go. That, we'll kind of see how it goes. But you're right. This very well could change in 10 years. We could have this shop before it was Southtown Supply Co. was AT&T. This was an AT&T store.
Oh, wow.
The one that people yell at on the phone about how their internet isn't working, dude. And they're trying to constantly sell you things. It's like it juxtaposes that. It is so extreme where we are a totally like bootstrapped, from the ground up, from the pop-ups to the brick and mortar, versus like AT&T, one of the most valuable companies on the planet. They left here, we took over, and we said, we are going to guide us. It is going to come from within, not from the outside. So the investment and the risk is important. And if somebody out there believes that they can make that investment and that they can take the risk, I would advise and encourage them to do that. Because as we all know, you live life once. Mm-hmm. And if you have that within yourself, definitely go after it.
Nice. Yeah, man, it's something I definitely believe in. Like, oh man, like I don't know what's in me to where like, oh, there's something I'm supposed to be doing that's greater than me. Like, and I think maybe that's in everybody. But it's to where like it eats me from the inside out, like where I'm just like, I need to do something. I need to do something that's helpful for others, that's bigger than me, but not just like. And the thing is, like, yes, sitting myself in front of the camera, like, this is also feeding the ego. The ego that we have inside, that I know I have inside, of maybe one day becoming as big or bigger than Joe Rogan. That would be awesome. But I don't want to do that if I'm not helping others. I think that's so. When I'm asking about the locals, like, and how we keep each other's, it's the same thing. It's the same. Like, I like that you're doing here. Like, I wouldn't have asked you to be on the podcast if I didn't see that there's something that you're doing or something you're believing that also is bigger than just you. And that sounds like very like, fuck, like, who am I? Like, to be like, but it sounds. But
that's very true, dude. It is very true. Yeah, and it is as much as it is sort of like ego driven, right? It's like, oh, it's my artistic creation. Yeah. It is a lot bigger than just me. It is a lot bigger.
And the thing is, the way I say it, it sounds like I'm badass. No, it's the way I asked you. Like like I said, I hate talking. Earlier when the customers came in, I was like, "Dang, dude, I should have given them stickers." Like,
oh yeah,
like self promotion. What? Like, dude, come on. Sure. That could have been 2 followers I would have gotten.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm getting at too. Like, the way I asked you is like I would have hit you up on Instagram, just because I'm curious about your shop alone. But what I'm saying, like the way I told you in person, like I literally sat and I was like, do I say something? Do I not? I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, about your podcast?
Yeah. And then and we were talking for a good while. And while you're talking and, my wife was explaining things and I was like, in my head, I was like, am I going to tell him? Am I going to say something? No, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. How are you going to say it? Like, that's what's going on in my head.
Yeah.
So finally the conversation was over and I go, hey man, so I have a podcast. And I still even phrased it with, it's small, but
yeah, dude. Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. But yeah, sometimes selling yourself, is like putting yourself out there. It can be difficult, man. It can be not just difficult, but it can be like almost like torture. Yeah. Like just to put yourself out there.
Do you find yourself like, how often do you wear your shirt outside of?
Oh, dude.
All the time?
All the time. I don't always present myself to people as, hey, I own Southtown Supply Co. I own a business. If some people ask, like, what do you do for work? I say, like, I sell T-shirts. Or, like, I don't always say, like, oh, I am this, like, business owner. Some people may, I don't know how they'll take that. Oh, yeah, Southtown Supply Co. I own it. First off, they may not know what it is, but other times it may come off like, oh, I'm trying to like impress people or something. It's like, well, I sell T-shirts. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So Yeah, but I always wear my t-shirts out. Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So one struggle that you learned something about, either with the shop, with designs, anything that you think would help somebody out.
Yeah, I know you sent me this question. You were like, "Hey, bro, I'm going to ask you this,"
and you're lucky. Like I said,
I know.
I never sent prep questions.
Yeah,
to people.
yeah. Even earlier, like I might ask you this, might ask you that, and I thought about this, and it's like, dude, this.
Or we can do this.
Here, I'll answer. I'll answer in an authentic way. I would say that a big struggle, right? I don't have this list of like epic stories, but I think it's the accumulation of like the daily grind and being persistent. Like everything from, selling your next t-shirt, like ringing up your next customer to eventually pay the rent, to eventually reinvest in the business and then pay yourself. I think that the struggle is really in that persistence, is in believing in yourself every goddamn day that you were going to like do it again tomorrow and then do it again tomorrow. And even though it may seem like, like yesterday I had this much money and now I have this much money, and what the fuck am I going to do today because I have none, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That can be very, that struggle, the mental sort of psychological, like jungle gym that takes you through. I would definitely tell someone to buckle up for small business ownership in that regard.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then a win that you usually don't speak about.
Oh.
It could be personal or business related.
Yeah. Okay. A win. A win would definitely be, and actually I do speak about this to people, but we touched on it earlier. But it is the small business community. It is getting people in your corner and networking in an authentic way, not in a sharky way, where I have been very successful, where I put myself out there. Before I opened the shop, I reached out to restaurant owners, to business owners, and I said, hey, like, I think I'm going from a pop-up to a brick and mortar, and I kind of want to ask you about the lease, about the space, about your operations and things. And there were business owner after business owner that sat down with me and gave me their time, and they said, here's everything about the money, about the debt, about the investment, about like the pitfalls ahead, and everything from like taxes to paying rent to like customer parking. Like that may not be like a crowning achievement of a career or something, but that is a win to me because it gave me faith, and it gave me like belief, like, yo, these people are normal people that are willing to share what they've done. And it's a win. It's a win in my book because I was able to build that connection.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, this is a funny one, but also could be a controversial one.
Okay.
Depending who.
Let's go.
How do you keep yourself safe from the friends that want something for free? Especially, how we can be raza and be like, come on, bro,
Oh,
me.
yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. I always start off with the, like anybody that wants, the raza, the brothers, the hermanos or whatever. I always make sure to let them know that I'm going to charge them more. Like, bro, if you come to the shop, bro, I'm going to charge you more. Like, and so if I do happen to slide them a little discount or something, I set their expectations low to start. Yeah. Like, bro, you come to the shop, I'm going to charge you 10% more, dude. Like, yeah, dude. Or like,
I'm going to charge you a convenience fee.
Yeah, dude. No, seriously, a friends and family premium. That's what I call it, dude. And then, if they're at the register and I happen to slip in that little discount, that's a little delighter that they get at the end, where it's like, I see you, bro. Don't worry. I'm going to take care of you. Nice. I can't give it to you for free, but, I'll take care of you somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's what, like, no, it doesn't hurt us the most. It hurts, and I say us, but like the local and small businesses, it's like, we all know everybody. We all know somebody.
Yeah, dude.
And they're going to be like, dude, but you know me. It's like, yeah, but you know, I
Gotta pay the rent, bro. Yeah, dude.
So
I gotta eat. Yeah.
Because every time, like, I want to resell something, like even just reselling tickets to an event that I can no longer go. They're like, bro, you're gonna charge me. Yeah, dude. It cost me money, dude.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Even with this, like, I haven't. So, like, all my stuff that I have right now, like, I don't have it for sale yet. Like, eventually, at some point, I want to feel comfortable where I'm like, oh, somebody was gonna buy it. Somebody wants to wear it. But right now, like, I have it just so I can, you know, here I can show off. Like, that's the self-promotion there. That's the branding. And I can give it as gifts, like the koozie I gave you earlier.
Yeah.
That's just a gift. Like, it's not something I sell or anything. It's just a gift. And then I always tell people, like, when you get on for the third time, you get a T-shirt. You know,
nice.
That's something I give you. If you get on the second time, you don't get anything.
Yeah, dude.
You know, it's like, you're gonna come back for the third time.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it special for me right now. Like, it's like, this is my thank you for y'all. But I always think about, like, once eventually when I start selling, I always have that. I was like, because they always ask me already. People are like, "Hey man, where can I get a shirt? How can I get a shirt?"
Oh, nice, dude.
And I'm like, if you give me the money, I'll buy you one. It's like, I'll go through the company I use and I'll buy you one.
Yeah.
But for right now, I'm just like, it's for the guests.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Because you guys are giving up your time right now. Like, right now, your shop is open and, you know, I'm taking up your time. So I have to appreciate that. Like, time is valuable.
It's all part of it. So yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, that's funny. It's always it's a thought for, especially when I interview local people with shops or small business owners.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming to the end. It's gonna be your too hard, too fast story. It's either a funny story, a cautionary tale, or words of wisdom. But before you answer that, where can people find you online, and where can people find the shop?
Yeah. So before I answer, I will tell the world that our shop is at 812 South Alamo. We are right in the heart of Southtown. So about 2 or 3 blocks from the Tower of the Americas in downtown San Antonio. Online, SouthtownSupplyCo.com, and Instagram, we are Southtown Supply Company. So that's the plug. That's the plug. And for the too hard, too fast story, it may not be too epic. You know, I don't know if I have any epic story, but definitely the words of wisdom. The words of wisdom is definitely to be cautious of people that are a little too eager to give advice. When people constantly want to give advice, I would say to put your little antenna up, put your little alarm up, and kind of be curious, why are they trying to give you this advice? It's different if you seek somebody out and you just say, hey, you know, I'm Diego from Southtown Supply Co. May I have some of your time because I need some advice, because I truly admire what you're doing and I want to do something similar. Very different. I would definitely caution those who are overeager to share and to take all of that advice with a grain of salt. As I'm sure the audience already knows from their own life experience, but that's something that I would caution people of.
Dude, that is completely new, a new way of, or I've never heard that. Nobody has ever offered that.
Yeah,
that is on camera podcast or just in general. That is very new. Why? I'm curious to say why.
Yeah,
or ask why.
From some of the experiences I've had in my life.
Not if it's going to throw somebody under the bus. Let's not throw it.
Absolutely not. Okay. No. We'll keep this philosophical, you know.
But whoever hurt you.
Yeah. Whoever hurt me, bro. You could hear the pain in my voice. Yeah, dude. No, man, just some of the experience in my life. I think people might see somebody who's going after something and they want to have their say, and they kind of want a bite of your apple. They want a bite of your apple. They're going to say, "Oh, go do this and do this, and why are you doing that?" And then they try to get themselves involved. And it's like, bro, is this my podcast, or is this my brand, or is this yours?
Yeah, it's okay.
And it's different, man, because there's a Michelin star restaurant next door, Michelin. I messaged Diego. I'm Diego. He's Diego, the restaurant owner and chef. And I said, dude, I see what you're doing. This was like 2-3 years ago. and I want to learn, how did you build this? Bro, I sat down with him. He gave me like 2.5 hours of his time. You know, the Michelin star chef, he wasn't Michelin yet, but he was on his way, and I knew it. And he gave me 2.5 hours of his time. There are people out there who have done that for me, and that has a special place in my heart, and I'm so grateful. And then there are some who are just so eager to take a little bite of your apple and give you their advice, and it's like, why? You know, that kind of thing. And I would definitely say to keep that little antenna up for those people that are out there trying to give too much advice and take a bite of your apple.
Yeah. That makes sense. And as you're saying that, I'm thinking, when you said take that little bite of the apple, like even if they're not taking financially a little bite of your apple, just the fact that they offered it and maybe you follow that advice, they can say, it's because of me. I did it because of me. You know, right?
Hey, bro, if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for me, bro.
Yo te dije, güey.
Yeah, dude.
But that's, and sometimes I feel like that's the worst. Not the worst, but like it eats. It would eat me. It would, like somebody goes, oh man, you got that guest, or you got those followers or whatever. It's because I told you to do it.
Yeah.
I told you that.
Bro.
Dude, I did that. Like I worked hard. I did that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I think that's very natural for some people, but it's very common, dude. Yeah. Like I have experienced that.
Or it might be bad advice too. If they're giving you advice and they want to,
absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I mean, there are a lot of people who, you know, the advice would be, bro, don't go after that. Like you already know this is going to fail. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Like what you need to do is go the cookie cutter route. Go to school, get a degree, get a job, go on vacation twice a year, and then retire when you're 70 and, you know, live for 20 years, you know, like whatever. That whole like formula. It's like, nah, dude, you do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
And if I fail, then I'll do that.
Yeah, man. And like you said, dude, it could be a variety of reasons why people are giving it advice.
Yes.
But be cautious of it.
No, I like that. I like that. Like, I'm seriously, you've blown my mind with it. Like,
oh, wow.
Because that is new. I've never heard that. But that makes complete sense.
I'm glad.
Shit.
That's my too hard, too fast story.
I like it, man.
Words of wisdom.
And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, Southtown Supply Co. here in San Antonio. Get yourself a shirt, get yourself a cap, come and visit. Dude, I love this place. Diego, I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, dude, is this an act? Is this an act from him? He's way too calm. He's way too chill. Dude, I just spent a lot of your time. And all this whole time you've been the same person. You seem very authentic, very legit. I love your personality.
I appreciate you.
We'll
man.
love to do this again.
Thank you, dude. I would love to be back on. So
Perfect, man.
Bam.
Boom. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. We already went too hard, too fast with that.
Too hard, too fast.
Slow down. Enjoy the moment. Bye.
See y'all.